Hey everybody, it's Harry from Slap Your Daddy Barbecue, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love. For those of you who are going to be cooking prime rib at home, let me show you guys how to cook a prime rib that's injected with a little secret tallow, which is beef fat, which is salted beef fat. We're going to use some Wagyu beef fat to up our game on this beautiful Creekstone Farms prime grade brisket. I have a 2-bone roast here, which is probably good for about 5 people. This is about 7 pounds. You can buy bigger or smaller depending on the number of people you're feeding. I have this Frenched for me by a master butcher, Bill, from El Cortez Meat Market. Bill is a whiz and has 40 years of experience butchering meats. And he kind of gave me a little demo of how he made this beautiful Frenched prime rib. You can see from the marbling here, it's absolutely beautiful. It's nicely tied up so it cooks better. I'm gonna show you guys how we season this, how we get it injected at a particular certain temperature, and we put it in a pit to get the maximum result for a very, very memorable National Prime Rib Day feast. Season it together with a little bit of a beef prep. This is the beef consomme. You can use any type of a beef stock that you want to use. What it does is it creates a nice layer to apply the rub like a schmear. Also helps it brown nicely and will create a fantastic flavor. We're going to do a smoke followed by a sear on this piece of meat. That means that we're going to smoke it in a pit, get some smoke on it, get the temperature to be about 200 degrees, and then we're gonna give the outside a nice sear, a nice char at the end in the hot pit. And you can use any kind of a beef concentrate product. You can use a au jus, you can use a consomme. It doesn't really matter if you cannot get access to these kinds of concentrated liquids. This one's from soupbase.com, who is my co-packer in Cleveland. You can also use a beef paste mixed with some hot water into a paste, and then smear it on your meat here. Okay, now that I got the meat wet, I'm gonna apply the rub now. I'm using my beef moolah rub. It's best to let this sit for a little while, let the salt penetrate, kind of like a little bit of a dry brine method before you cook it. I'm at Pitmasters Winnie's home from Smoke Queen BBQ. She's decided to fire up her 500-gallon offset smoker. So guess what I brought along with me to do a little collab with Winnie to learn how she does fire management, which I'll feature in another video. So in this video, I'll be cooking my meat on her 500-gallon offset.
Okay, so I think I'll put yours inside.
Inside, this is the bigger, right?
Because it's bigger, it's more of a mass, and it has bone.
Okay.
Okay, so pit's running really great. It's about 225 here, which is where I want it to be. And on this side, it's about 200. And we want to do these low and slow. I'm gonna do a crust and broil it after I get to about 120 internal temp. I'll put it in my oven at 400, 425, and just build that crust. At 200 degree pit temp, you're gonna get a really beautiful pink center. There's not gonna be a gray area, which is what I hate. I mean, you know, when people post and they're like, oh my God, look at this prime rib I made, and I see this like big ribbon of gray, to me it's just a fail. So you cannot cook prime rib at a high temp, at least not in the beginning. You have to do it low and slow, and it makes a world of difference. So we have Harry's, which is Frenched with a bone, and it's a huge mass. So I'm gonna put it on the inside. Yeah, this way or this way, Harry?
I don't think any facing this way. Yeah, that's
like
good.
This, right?
Yeah, this is the fat facing fire. I always have the adage, fat fire,
yeah.
Fat fire, fat fire.
So I'm gonna do this way, right?
That perfect.
Because the
fat
cap is right here.
Fat fire.
Good. Almost time to spritz.
And tell people your secret spritz recipe.
Oh, my super secret spritz recipe is 50% water and 50% apple cider vinegar.
All right, folks, you heard it from Smoke Queen Winnie. 5 monks apple cider vinegar mixed with water.
Why water? Because I guess it's more efficient.
CNG, cheap and good, right?
Cheap and good.
Cheap and good. She
Water's
follows
free.
my school of process efficient and cost efficient, cheap and lazy methods, right? So she's spritzing it, and you got to be a little bit careful when you spritz. You don't want to knock the rub off. So we always say when the crust is beginning to form, spray gently every, say, 30 minutes or so. Once the crust is established, you can spray more and at shorter intervals. But on her pit, Winnie, your pit is about once every half hour, one every hour?
Once every hour.
And for those of you who are noticing, on this 500 gallon, Winnie chose to cook it on the smoke stack side. This is a personal preference, so every pit's got its sweet spots, so you just need to find a sweet spot in your own pit.
It's like right here.
Right here is the sweet spot. Yep.
All right.
We're getting ready to inject our tallow prime rib. We show you guys a hack here. We're going to use some tallow, which is a beef fat. It's rendered like that, but once you melt it in the pit, it kind of gets liquefied. I'm going to show you a couple of hacks here. We're going to add, number one, a little bit of salt. So we're going to do a salt tallow injection on the brisket. We'll add a tiny dash of white pepper. Winnie's helping out and she's stirring it. And then we're going to add a little secret ingredient, which is a little bit of accent. Now this is completely optional. Accent is MSG. Just add a little bit here. If you're allergic or you're anti-MSG, don't listen to me. Just go watch another video. Okay? Tiny, maybe about half a teaspoon of MSG. And Winnie's going to go ahead and inject that warm tallow. It's at cow body temperature, 101.5. And that I found to be the optimum temperature to do tallow injections onto your meat. Gives it a fantastic flavor and completely makes your meat moist and tender. So if you guys want to try this at home, please do so. Let me know the results of this way of injecting meat at 101.5 cow body temperature. We need shooting it in about 1-inch increments. Kind of imagine a grid on the prime rib, and you're working your way around the prime rib and making injections in about 1-inch increments, going vertically and horizontally until the brisket is fully injected. We're gonna let this cook until it reaches the temperature that you like prime rib. Some people like prime rib at around 120. Some people like it 128. Some people like it 135. Some people like it medium-ish at 140. So cook a prime rib to whatever way you like. We cook this prime rib at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. This will ensure we have a pink to the edge result. No grayness or gray line on the edge of the meat, so that it comes out absolutely perfect. Well, here's the final result. Looks absolutely gorgeous. You can see from here we have the spinalis dorsi, which is the rib cap. We have the ribeye here. I have a little bit of my horseradish cream. Let's give it a shot here. I'm going to do like a SCA contest. Take a cut right through the middle of the meat here. Okay, here's have a bite of the ribeye itself. Wow, this creek stone prime rib, absolutely amazing. Very beefy. That little beef tallow injection we did with a little bit of salt, a little bit of accent, really helped pump up the flavor. I'm just gonna try to eat the spinalis dorsi, the ribeye cap. It's the best part here. This is the ribeye cap. Let's give it a taste test. Wow, super moist and juicy. Fantastic dish. So please give this a shot. Try this at home if you guys like, and use this trick and hack I taught you using the beef tallow injection with a little bit of salt. So salted beef tallow, just a hint of accent on it if you like. You can leave the accent out if you don't want it. But you notice how it's so beautiful. It's cooked all the way to the edge, pink. There's no gray. So when you cook it in a pit at around 200 degrees, you're gonna get a fantastic result. So enough of me talking now. Mr. Beans is waiting for his food. Let me see if I can cut him a piece here. I have a little sample for Mr. Beans. See if he likes it or not. So Beans, no brisket today, but we have something better. We have some Creekstone Farm prime grade prime rib bone in. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. It's gobbling it down. He likes it. Wow, he finished that really fast. Lickety split here. Let me know in the comments below if you like this tallow, salted tallow injected prime rib recipe. Want to wish you guys all a happy National Prime Rib Day, April 27th. And if you cook prime rib, please go ahead and send me a picture on social media. Let me know if you tried my recipe. I'd like to do a shout out for my patrons for helping me keep the lights on the channel. If you like extra content, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, Zoom classes, one-on-one support, please go ahead and check out patreon.com/Harry Soo. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.